Dear children, just give me a minute. I'm connecting charger to my laptop because it's almost about to die. Okay. Dear children, let's proceed further. Is my voice audible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
sir.
So here it is. Standard form of rational number. What is it? We can express every rational number in a form so that its denominator is positive. The numerator and denominator is reduced by dividing a common divisor both so that they have no common divisors other than one. Like, for example, consider you have a fraction like this, minus 9 and minus 15. So first of all, I'll say ki, yaar, remove this minus sign. So how do you remove? I've already given you a shortcut. You simply cancel the minus sign. You don't have to do this step. Leave. You simply cancel. Your fraction automatically becomes 9 upon 15. Then then find whether they have any common factors or what. In this case, 3 is a common factor. So divide numerator as well as denominator with 3. So 9 becomes 3 when you divide it by 3 and 15 becomes 5 when you divide it by 5. So your original fraction, which was minus 9 upon minus 15, becomes 3 upon 5. Similarly, 4 upon 10 can also be divided 4 upon, I think this is minus 10. Yeah, it's a printing error. This is minus 10. So you have another fraction called as 4 upon minus 10. So first of all, I'll suggest not to put the negative sign in the denominator. You know, it does not look good. It is not a good way of representing. So always make sure that if there is only one negative sign, you put that negative sign in the numerator itself. You can directly bring it up. You don't have to do this step. So I'll give you a simple shortcut. You can directly bring the negative sign up or down. It doesn't matter. It's your wish. So since to look good, the negative sign ऊपर रखना अच्छा रहेगा, you simply take it up. Okay. Now, when you take up, denominator में वापस मत लिखना. There is only one negative sign. वो या तो नीचे रहेगा नहीं तो ऊपर रहेगा. Either down or up. Anyway, so the common factor between 4 and 10 is basically 2. You divide it by 2, you get 2 minus 2. And you divide this 10 by 2, you will get 5. So your fraction becomes minus 2 upon 5. So this is the like decent or general way of representing a rational number. I believe this point is clear to
Sir,
every. Yeah, tell me, Siddharth.
how did looks come into picture for like not representing the minus sign
Sorry again. Repeat again.
in denominator?
Can you please
How
repeat?
did looks come into how did looks come into picture for representing a fraction?
Acha. See, by saying looks, I mean standard format. Okay. So there is always a
Oh,
standard
okay,
format
okay.
to write anything. Okay. हर एक चीज का एक स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट होता है एंड वी आर बाउंड टू फॉलो दैट स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट अदरवाइज व्हाट हैपेंस इवन तो हम लोग हो सकता है कि वी आर नॉट रॉन्ग वी आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट बट स्टिल हमने स्टैंडर्ड फॉलो नहीं किया इसीलिए जो भी पेपर करेक्ट करता होगा दैट पर्सन विल गेट कंफ्यूज्ड राइट he will not he will not feel comfortable understanding what we are trying to say and there will be a communication gap. For example, अगर simple language में बोले तो in India we measure mass weight in terms of kg. हम बोलेंगे 2 kg 3 kg वगैरह वगैरह but
And
in
in foreign they say in pounds, yeah.
exactly. So if I say that this object is weighing 2 kg and you will say that no, sir, this object is weighing 4.2 pounds. Technically speaking, both are correct, but I'm not able to understand pounds and you're not able to understand kg or vice versa. So that's why we generally follow a certain format in
Same
each
is the
and
case for
every
speed.
aspect.
Like
Sorry?
in in foreign there is mostly miles per
Exactly.
hour.
Kilometer and miles. Yes, meter and miles. So again, a format is always required everywhere, a standard format. So we follow the
Okay,
standard
okay,
process
sir.
by putting the negative sign only in the numerator and reducing them to the minimum possible fraction. Okay,
Yes, sir. Got it.
wonderful. Representation of rational number on the number line. To represent 3 upon 4, divide the unit distance between 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts. For example, in this case, if you wish to represent 3 upon 4, you take the number line, you have like 0 to 1, you divide this number line into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Obviously, fourth part to ye. So you'll ask me, sir, why 4 parts? Because denominator में 4 है. 3 upon 4. This is 4. Okay. And select 3 out of them. So if you divide, so when you, since you have like this is one part, as you can see, I'll use another color or maybe this marker I'll use. So wait, I'll draw another number line. थोड़ा बड़ा बना देता हूँ. Let me say this is 0, this is 1. So I have to divide the whole thing into 4 parts. So if I am to divide this into 4 parts, I'll make only 3 partitions, because 3 partitions बनाए तो 4 parts automatically हो जाता है. Let's say this is one part, second part, third part, fourth part. हो गया 4 parts. Now why 4? Because denominator में 4. And out of which I will be selecting 3 parts out of them. Okay, like this. So this will be my 3 parts out of 4. So this is how we represent 3 upon 4. Okay. And another example to show 1.5 on the number line. So 1.5, sorry. Yeah, 1.5. So how do you show 1.5 on the number line? So I'll show this using a number line which I'm making. So first of all, this is a number line. Let me say, first of all, this is minus. So I'll write 0 over here. 0, 1, and 2. Okay. 0, 1, 2. So 1.5 का मतलब क्या होता है? So technically speaking, 1.5 means 1.5 is equal to 1 plus 0.5. So technically it is 1 and additional 0.5. या फिर I can also say, yes, it is 1 plus 0.5. नहीं तो 0.5 को I can say it is 1 by 2. 0.5 is also 1 by 2.
ओए कहाँ
Diyan, please mute yourself. You can mute, you can keep yourself muted. Okay, you can. Yep. So what I was saying, 1, this is 1 plus additional 0.5, which means additional half. So in the negative direction, obviously, in the negative direction. So 0, minus 1, minus 2. So first of all, what I'm supposed to do, I am supposed to cross this minus 1. So minus 1 cross करके आगे जाना है. Then I have to go ahead by हाफ. हाफ मीन्स व्हाट? 1/2. सो इसके बाद जो भी पूरा पोर्शन रहेगा, यूनिट मीन्स वन यूनिट का जो भी पोर्शन रहेगा, आई विल डिवाइड इट इनटू टू पार्ट्स. व्हाई टू पार्ट्स? बिकॉज डिनोमिनेटर में 2 है, एंड आउट ऑफ विच आई विल कंसिडर ओनली वन पार्ट आउट ऑफ विच. सो 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करके आई विल कंसिडर ओनली दिस. सो ये होल पार्ट तो कंसिडर करूंगा बिकॉज ऑफ दिस माइनस 1, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस हाफ आई विल कंसिडर दिस हाफ पार्ट. So technically speaking, my minus 1/2 will be this much from 0 to this portion. This much is minus 1/2. And in the number line, if I'm trying to write minus 1/2, I'll write over here in the corner itself. I'll write minus 1/2. Like for over here also, this is out 4 parts, out of which this is the third part. I'll write 3/4 over here in the corner over here. Yes, Naitik, what's your query?
sir, actually, the -1/2 thing I didn't understand, and I
Mm-hmm.
have one more doubt.
Mm-hmm.
In the physical book, instead of minus 1.5, it is given -1, 1 by -2. So it's same. But how to convert it to improper fraction? Because I know only one. Suppose it was one whole minus 1/2, then I can
Mm-hmm.
convert. But how to convert when whole number and the numerator both are in negative?
For example, this minus 1.5 wala case, right?
Yes, -1, 1 by -2.
Huh. So how to convert? I'm just telling you. So for example, in this case, huh. For example, in this case, this minus 1.5 can be written as minus 1, then additional minus zero point 0.5. This is the expression where this can be written as minus 1 minus, instead of 0.5, I'll write half. So like how you do for plus, same चीज यहाँ पर करना है. So what you will be doing, you will be taking this minus common outside. Common लेना तो आपने सीखा होगा. When you take common outside, what happens? This behaves as 1 plus half. So what do you do? You took minus sign common from 1 as well as half. दोनों से common बाहर निकाला तो अंदर क्या बचा? 1 plus half. So what is 1 plus half? It's nothing but 1 and half. I hope I'm clear. With a negative sign, obviously. ये जो बाहर डाला हुआ negative sign है वो भी रहेगा.
Okay, sir. And how did you make the number line for -1/2? That also I didn't understand.
Hmm. So again, in this case, what do you have? You have minus 1. Minus 1 के लिए from 0, you will travel till minus 1. So this is your minus 1. After minus 1, you have to further go to the left hand side. मैंने मुझे कैसे पता चला left hand side जाना? Because of the negative sign. So whenever you see a negative sign, you will have to travel to the left of the number line. And whenever you see a positive sign, you will have to travel to the right of the number line. Okay. Now, since we have a negative sign, I have to travel to the left of the number line from minus 1. कितना ट्रैवल करना है? 1/2. दैट मीन्स जितना भी बचा हुआ रहेगा 1 unit, that 1 unit I have to break into two parts, since 2 is in the denominator. In this case, from -1 to -2, I have broken it into two parts. Part 1, this is part 1, and this is part 2. So I've broken them into two parts, out of which only one part I have to consider, not both the parts I have to consider. Okay, so I'll consider only the first part. So this is my 1/2 or -1/2, technically speaking. Clear?
Okay, sir. It's like just -1. It's what you do. That is same as -3/2. Doing the number line on doing -3/2 on the number line, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same as -3/2 only.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Yeah. ठीक है. Proceeding further. Now let's deal with comparison of rational numbers. So, two rational numbers in standard form can be compared by equalizing their denominators. The rational number with greater denominator is greater
Nida
numerator.
Janago.
Satyaj, I'm muting you.
Crash no ko
Yeah. Rational number with greater numerator is greater and vice versa. So the first method of comparing any rational number is like in the fraction, what we used to do in the fraction. Whenever we are to add or subtract or deal anything with a fraction, first of all, हम जो करते हैं, we make the denominators common. That is the first thing which we do. So here also we are supposed to do the same. For example, you have two rational numbers. One is -3/8, the other one is -5/12. So first thing you have to do is make the denominators common. 8 and 12 alag-alag nahi chalega. So I'll do one thing. I'll multiply numerator and denominator with the first fraction. I'll make the denominator to be 24 and correspondingly numerator becomes -9. And for the second one, -5/12, I'll multiply and divide by 2, which will give me denominator to be 24 again and -10 to be the numerator. Now, when I'll compare, instead of writing 3/8, I'll write 9/24. And instead of writing 5/12, I'll write 10/24, -10/24. So when I compare them with each other, since the denominators are same, abhi denominator ko bhul jao while comparing. You don't have to see the denominator. All you have to look is basically the numerator. Numerator mein kaun bada hai? It's very much evident that -9 is greater than -10. Since -9 is greater than -10, you can say that -9/24 is greater than -10/24. Now it's your call. You either keep it like it, or instead of writing -9/24, you can write this number back over here. You can again write this number back over here. It's a printing error. Instead of this number, you'll have to write this number 3/-8, and instead of the second number, you'll write this particular second number -5/12. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the first method of comparing any rational number. Comparing मतलब कौन बड़ा कौन छोटा ये पता करो. So comparing का एक simple सा method is what? Take the denominator to be common. Once you make the denominator common, then compare करो numerators को. छोटा numerator मतलब छोटा number. बड़ा numerator मतलब बड़ा number. Bigger the numerator, larger the number. Smaller the numerator, smaller the number. Now there is a shortcut method to compare. The shortcut method is basically cross multiplication. For example, in this case, if you have minus 4 upon 5 and minus 11 upon 15, you simply cross multiply. Like you take 15 to this side and 5 to this side. You like taking 15 to this side and 5 to this side. So 15 multiplied by minus 4, you get minus 60. And another method is like 5 multiplied by minus 11, you get minus 55. And from these two numbers, you can easily figure out that minus 55 is definitely greater than 60, which means the second number is greater than first number. So instead of minus 55, I'll write the second number. Instead of 60, minus 60, I'll write the first number. So this is another method to compare. Okay. Now, there is okay. Now, there is one more method over here. For example, if you have an example like minus 7 upon 9 and minus 9 upon 12, you have to compare. Now, you'll say, ki, sir, if I'll directly if I'll directly take these numbers 12 multiplied by 7 and 9 multiplied by 9, I can definitely find the answer, but the numbers are too big. क्या हम नंबर को छोटा नहीं कर सकते हैं क्या? Yes. Whenever you feel that the numbers are big, whenever you feel that these numbers can cancel with each other and they can be reduced, you do that. For example, in this case, you don't have to consider 9 upon minus 12 as it is. You can divide numerator and denominator by 3 and make it a smaller number like how they have made over here. So 9 upon 12 becomes 3 by 4 because numerator as well as denominator, they are divided with 3. So the second number becomes chota. The first number remains as it is. So over here, the first number remains as it is. Only the second number becomes smaller. Then you can cross multiply. 7 multiplied by 4 minus 28. 9 multiplied by minus 3 minus 27. Out of them, the second number is greater than the first number. Therefore, 9 by 12 is greater, like minus 9 by 12 is greater than minus 7 by 9. So this is how you compare
So
like which fraction is greater and which is small. Just a minute, Siddharth. Naitik has raised the hands first, so I'll have to give him a chance. Yes, Naitik.
Sir, but when we multiply minus 7 and minus 12, we get positive 84.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 nines is 81. So minus 7 by 9
I'll
will
tell you
be
why.
greater than minus 9 by
No,
12.
no. Why did you get that answer? Because in the rational number, we have already said the standard form of rational number will never have negative in the denominator. It will always have positive negative in the numerator. So this is your standard form if you are using as it is also. Okay.
Sir, but both the things are same only, no?
Yes, but beta, this is a shortcut which you are using to compare, right? So when you are using shortcut, you will have to follow the rules. Otherwise, you will get lost.
Huh.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes, Siddharth. Tell me.
Sir, I think the sign given in the answer is wrong because 9 by 12 is greater, right?
But minus but minus 9 by 12 is less.
Oh, I forgot minus sign.
है ना? हाँ. Yeah. They have given sorry. Now, what we are going to do next is to find the rational number between two different rational numbers. For example, you have two numbers like minus 3 and 5, minus 3 upon 5 and 2 upon 5. Rational number between minus 3 upon 5 and 2 upon 5 are what? Simple logic, yeah. Your denominator to same है ना? So all you have to check is what are the numbers between 3 and 2, minus 3 and 2. Minus 3 and 2 के बीच में in the number line you have minus 2, you have minus 1, you have 0, you have plus 1, and so on. And then comes 2. So between these two numbers, these are the four rational numbers which are existing between these two rational numbers. Yes, Naitik, tell me.
Sir, in the previous question, in the previous example, in the textbook that you are showing, minus 28 is smaller than minus 27. But in the last, the sign is wrong, I think, because it should be minus 9 by 12 is greater.
Minus 9 by 12. Yeah, yeah, minus 9 by 12 is only. Acha, this is an incorrect support. Yeah, yeah. Minus 9 by 12 should be greater. Yeah, this is incorrect.
And
It's a,
sir,
it's a typing error. Bolo.
I got the idea why it was wrong when I directly multiplied minus 12 by minus 7, because in the denominator also it will come negative. Minus 12 into 9 is minus 108.
Yeah, yeah, that is possible.
So that is why the that will
So
be
before doing any
smaller.
comparison, you should make sure of what do we say? Forming the standard form. So you should always make sure of bringing the negative sign to the numerator. You should never keep the negative sign in the denominator. Okay?
Sir, so in the exam, if they give any such sum, they would expect us to do it in the standard form, right?
Yes. Every time. Every single time. Yeah. So there is another number, like in this case, minus 3 by 5, it can also be written as minus 30 by 50. So technically speaking, this single fraction is same only. Speaking about minus 2 by 5, it can be written as 20 by 50. Technically speaking, this fraction is again same. Now, if somebody is asking what are the different rational numbers between these two numbers, very easy. So 50 to 50 is in the denominator, you keep it as it is. Then you compare what are the numbers between minus 30 to minus 20. It goes as minus 29, minus 28, minus 27, and so on till 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so these are the numbers between minus 30 by 50 and minus 20 by 50. I believe I'm clear. So which means if you wish to find the rational numbers between any two rational numbers, it totally depends on what kind of fraction you have. If the fraction is minus 3 by 5, then the number of rational numbers will be less. If the fraction is minus 30 upon 15, then the number of rational numbers will be more. If the number is minus 300 upon 500, then और बड़ा ये रहेगा और ज्यादा रहेगा उसके अंदर rational numbers के examples. I hope I'm clear.
Sir, can you repeat what you just said one more time? I was not able to understand it.
Okay, I'll explain in a very simple manner. For example, this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, 1 is a rational number, 2 is a rational number. Sorry. Abhi, this 1 I can write it as 2 upon 1. Can I write it as 2 upon 1? Sorry, 2 upon 2, my bad. 2 upon 2. Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can do. And 2 I can write it as 4 upon 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So how many rational numbers do you have between them?
3
1.
upon 2.
Only one.
Only
Only
one.
one rational number, which is nothing but
No, sir, we
3
have
upon 2.
infinite rational numbers between any two rational numbers.
Yes, I'm coming to that point. But in order to explain, I will have to go slow. So first, you're saying that there is only one rational number. Absolutely correct. But now, this 2 upon 2 can also be written as 20 upon 20. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, before I write 20 upon 20, let me consider what is 2 upon 2 and what is 4 upon 2. इसमें से क्या पता चलता है? इसमें से you understood that whatever unit you have, मतलब this segment you have, इसको तुम्हें दो parts में divide करना है. Hence the denominator is 2. Denominator 2 देके you understood कि तुमको दो parts में divide करना है कि नहीं?
Yes, sir.
हाँ. Now I can write this number as 4 upon 4 also. That is also possible, right? And यहाँ पर मैं लिखूंगा
Yes.
8 upon 4. So it's one and the same basically. You write 2 or you write 4 upon 2 or you write 8 upon 4. It's one and the same. But the upon 4 says that now this segment should be divided into 4 parts, right? So here in this case I will have one part. Like how many rational numbers will I have? 1, 2, 3. Like 4 upon 4 ke baad I will be having 5 upon 4, then 6 upon 4, then 7 upon 4. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So same number पहले दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड हुआ तो मुझे बीच में एक रैशनल नंबर मिला. आई गॉट वन रैशनल नंबर. Then now I am getting three rational numbers in between. Now instead of 4 upon 4, if I am writing 400 upon 400, And over here, I'm writing 800 upon 400. Even though the fraction is the same only, but still, in between, I'll be dividing into 400 parts. Do you understand this?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Due to which I'll be having 399 rational numbers in between them. So, my point is, whatever fraction you have, आप उसको कैसे एक्सप्रेस करोगे उसके हिसाब से यू कैन फाइंड दैट मेनी रैशनल नंबर्स. सो दैट्स व्हाई somebody from your class थोड़ी देर पहले said कि you can have as many rational numbers as you want. It's totally dependent upon you. आप वो नंबर को जैसे एक्सप्रेस करोगे उतना सारा रैशनल नंबर्स आप क्रिएट कर सकते हो उसके बीच में, या फिर फाइंड कर सकते हो उसके बीच में. यस कविन टेल मी.
Sir, don't we have 398 because we can't include 400 or 800, so we'll have 398 rational
No, it is
numbers between.
399 only, my dear child. See, logically simple. अभी ऊपर वाले में लॉजिक लगाओ ना, you simple use the logic. Four, you are not including 4 and 8, but you have 3 in between. You don't have 2. So logically speaking, 8 minus 4 karo, whatever is your difference, minus 1 karo, that is your number of rational numbers which you have. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Here,
Thank
4
you, sir.
minus 2 karo, minus 1. 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So you have one rational number. Here, 8 minus 4 is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. You have 3 rational numbers. Here, 800 minus 400 is 400, 400 minus 1 is 399. You'll have 399 rational numbers. I believe I'm
Sir,
clear.
so if we
Yeah,
increase the if we keep the numerator same and increase the denominator, we will get a large number of rational numbers between any two rational numbers, right?
my dear child, you can never do that. You can never keep the numerator same and only increase the denominator. No, 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 no. See, आपने observe किया होगा, whenever I was increasing the denominator, I was also increasing the numerator. So we are allowed to increase denominator only, not increase. We are allowed to multiply the denominator only if we are multiplying the same number in the numerator. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Now let's discuss about operations on rational numbers. The operations on rational numbers are similar to those of fractions and fractions only. We have already dealt with these operations, so it's not a big deal for us. For example, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to take the denominators common first of all. So this is also having 7, this is also having 7. So I take 7 as common. Then what I have is like 4 plus of minus 14. Now plus of minus becomes minus. I hope you know that. 4 minus 14 gives you 10. So your end result is 10 upon 7. Over here, you have minus 3 by 4 and 7 by 7. I think it's a printing error. This should be 5, yeah.
Sir, 7 by 5
Yeah, this should be 5.
7
in
by
the
5, yes.
actual book.
Okay. Anyway, so you have what I was saying, yeah. You have a minus 3 by 4 and 7 by 5. You basically take the LCM of 5 and 4. You get 20 as the LCM for the denominator. So you put 20 over here. In order to make it 20, you had to multiply 5 in the numerator and denominator. Hence, your numerator is having 5. And in order to make 20 over here, you had to multiply 4 in the numerator and denominator. Hence, you have 4 over here. So in the next step, minus 3 multiplied by 5 gives you minus 15. And my 7 multiplied by 4 gives you 28. Minus 15 plus 28 gives you plus 13. Plus 13 upon 20 will be your answer. I believe I'm clear. So
Yes, sir.
it's the
Sir.
same as how we dealt with fractions. Fractions जैसे deal किया वैसे ही इसको भी करना है. Speaking about subtraction, अब तक तो मैंने addition की बात की. Speaking about subtraction, एडिशन में सारा केसेस कवर्ड है क्या? हाँ, सब कुछ कवर्ड है. ठीक है. Speaking about subtraction, basically, for example, if we have 7 by 5 minus of minus 3 by 5, so you have two minuses aligned with each other. So whenever you see two minus combined, like aligned with each other, you simply make it plus. दोनों को उड़ा के प्लस बना दो. Okay. So the fraction becomes 7 by 5 plus 3 by 5. Since 5 is a common denominator, you simply add the numerator. That becomes 10 by 5, which is nothing but 2. Now there is another example, which is an addition ka example, minus 4 upon 7 plus minus 5 upon 7. So I've already told you the logic. You have plus and minus sign together. So what you can do is take this
Sir, in the
minus.
actual book, it is minus.
So this is minus, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. It's a printing error, which means, ठीक, I'll remove this plus, I'll make it minus. So what happens over here, it's like, again, you take LCM, 7 and 9, the LCM becomes 63. You multiply 9 with 4 and you multiply 7 with 5. Now what happens? Minus 5 multiplied by 7 is minus 35. Minus 4 multiplied by 9 is minus 36. Now minus and minus combines to give you plus. So minus 36 plus 35 gives you minus 1 upon 63. That is your rational number. I believe this much is clear. Okay. Similarly, multiplication. Speaking about multiplication of rational numbers. So for example, 3 by 11 and 2 by 7 you have. So in case of multiplication, there is no concept of taking LCM and all. You simply multiply or simply cancel them. Khatam. For example, in this case, numerator is multiplied with numerator, that is 3 into 2. And the denominator is multiplied with denominator, that is 11 into 7. That gives you 6 upon 77, and that is your answer. Khatam. और कुछ है ही नहीं. Another example, minus 5 by 7 and 1 by 2. Minus 5 को 1 के साथ multiply करो and 7 को 2 के साथ multiply करो. You'll get the fraction as minus 5 upon 14. Another example is what? Minus 3 and minus 2, 4 and 5. So you simply have to multiply minus 3 with minus 2 and 4 with 5. In this case, there is one advantage that this 2, when you divide minus 2 with 2, you will get minus 1 in the numerator. And when you divide 4 with 2, you will get 2 in the denominator. So your numerator becomes minus 3 multiplied by minus 1, which is nothing but plus 3. And in the denominator becomes 2 multiplied by 5, which is nothing but plus 10. 3 by 10, and so on. There is another example like 3 upon minus 5 and 2 upon 7. So first of all, I've told you that in the answer, this minus will definitely come up. So here also, you can see that in the answer, it has come up. Baki 3 into 2 and 5 into 7 karke, you got 6 upon 35 as the answer. Another example is what? Any rational number multiplied by 0. So I've already, you might be knowing that you multiply any number with 0, your answer is definitely going to be 0 only, nothing else. And you multiply any number with 1, your answer is going to be the same number itself, 5 by 6 in this case. The next one is division. Again, the division of rational number is also exactly like how you did for fractions. Fraction में भी division किया है ना आप लोगों ने?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm just
Yes.
skimming through it. So 3 by 4 divided by 2 by 7 के लिए you will have to convert this division into multiplication. Division को multiplication में convert करने के लिए you will simply reverse the fraction. Numerator and denominator को उल्टा कर दोगे. So 2 by 7 becomes 7 by 2 with this division sign converted into multiplication sign. And then you simply treat it as a multiplication factor. सबके लिए वही करना है. You पहले तुम inverse करना, न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर को उल्टा कर देना सेकंड नंबर के, and then you treat it as a multiplication problem. Yes, Kevin, tell me.
Sir, if we invert 3 by 4, will the answer be same?
No, it will not be same. You will have to invert only the second number, not the first number.
Sir, what is the logic behind that?
The logic behind that is when I say that 3 divided by 2, for example, मैं बोल रहा हूँ 3 divided by 2, when I say that, this is basically 3 upon 2, where 2's place is always in the denominator, not in the numerator. You cannot write 3 divided by 2 as 2 upon 3. No, this is wrong. I hope you understood. So each and everything has its place. So the second number belongs to the denominator. You can invert only the denominator, only the second number, nothing else. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Naitik, what's your query?
Sir, same question, the logic.
Okay. Now I'm assuming you might have understood. ठीक है. So with this we are done with actually rational numbers. The next part is for irrational numbers, which we'll be covering in the next class. आज के लिए इतना ही काफी है. चलो, take care, bye bye, see ya.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a
Bye,
nice day,
sir. Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you so
Thank you, bye bye.